Good afternoon. I am Colonel Billy Wilson, the commander of basic military training. I'm glad we had this opportunity to have a discussion. So, why are you here? I will tell you that you are here to train both your body and your mind.
Be better every day. Be better.
You are here to train your body and your mind. Not one or the other, both. I often ask new recruits, why the Air Force? And I often get, well, I want to be part of an institution. I want to be part of something that is larger than myself.
Remember why you are here. Remember those people that came before you. Everything that you do needs to come with a passion and a vigor that is unmatched.
There will be stress. It will be stressful. And I will tell you that it is stressful by design. So the question remains, when you start feeling stressed out, what are you going to do? Are you going to react or are you going to respond? I expect you to respond to the demands that are being placed upon you, pushing you out of your comfort zone, forcing you to grow, because that's why you're here. You're here to be transformed from what you were to what you need to be, to what your nation needs you to be. Each and every one of you will earn your place here. This will not be given to you. And as you earn your place here and head toward graduation day, having earned it, you will have a sense of accomplishment and fulfillment. And it will be meaningful to you. And as you depart this place, you will be proud of what you've accomplished.
At this time, please find a place to sit. Thank you and enjoy today's ceremony.
Isn't coming anymore. So we gotta. I think he's even here.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the arrival of our official party. Please remain standing for the invocation given by Chaplain Morgan.
I invite you to pray with me. Almighty God, on this glorious morning, the 80th anniversary of D-Day, another monumental morning when a previous generation of heroes stormed the beaches of Normandy to courageously and victoriously defend our world against unimaginable evil, despite great loss of life. May we be inspired by the sacrifice of those men to give it our all to make this world an even better place for our children. And as we look forward with hope at this graduation field before us, as these men and women prepare to take on that mantle, to serve their country and become the leaders and heroes of their generation, may you bless them and keep them as you turn your face towards them, being gracious unto them and giving them peace. Amen.
Thank you, Chaplain. Please be seated. Good morning and welcome to today's Department of the Air Force Basic Military Training Graduation Ceremony. We would like to introduce our distinguished guests, beginning with the host for today's ceremony, the Commander Deputy of the Air Force Basic Military Training, Colonel Billy Wilson Jr., accompanied by his wife, Liza. The Senior Enlisted Leader, Department of the Air Force Basic Military Training, Chief Master Sergeant Dan Anderson. The Reviewing Official, the Commander, 37th Training Wing, Colonel Will Cooper, accompanied by his wife, Beth. The Command Chief, 37th Training Wing, Chief Master Sergeant Carlos Damian, accompanied by his wife, Shauna. Also in attendance with us today, the Director of Plans, Deputy Chief of Staff, Plans and Programs, Headquarters United States Air Force, Brigadier General Ryan Messer. The Deputy Commander, 176th Wing, Colonel John Armstrong, accompanied by his wife, Jennifer. The Individual Mobilization Augmentee to the 37th Training Wing Commander, Colonel Jennifer Anderson. The Command Chief, 2nd Air Force, Chief Master Sergeant Chris Montgomery. The Command Chief, 19th Air Force and 2007 Basic Military Training Blue Rope of the Year, Chief Master Sergeant Justin Aptekar, accompanied by his wife, Joanna. The Special Duty Manager Military Training, 2nd Air Force and 2016 Basic Military Training Blue Rope of the Year, Chief Master Sergeant Nicholas Carrier. The 19th Air Force Wing Command Chiefs. Ladies and gentlemen, today marks a special occasion as we commemorate the 80th anniversary of the Allied Forces' invasion of Nazi-occupied France. In the early hours of June 6, 1944, 12 Allied countries launched 6,939 naval vessels and 11,590 aircraft as part of Operation Overlord, the largest combined naval, land, and air operation in the history of warfare. On that day, 23,400 paratroopers were dropped behind enemy lines to provide tactical support for 156,115 ground combat forces who were simultaneously landing on 5 separate beachheads in Normandy. The cost of the campaign was high. More than 5,000 combat troops were wounded, and 4,414 made the ultimate sacrifice. The U.S. Department of Veteran Affairs estimates that less than 1% of the 16.4 million Americans who served in World War II are still with us today. We are fortunate enough to have 2 World War II veterans who represent that 1% attending our graduation parade. Ladies and gentlemen, we are honored to have with us Lieutenant Colonel Norris Wynn, United States Air Force, retired. Colonel Wynn served in the Army Air Corps beginning in 1943 and flew B-17s during the war. He retired from the United States Air Force in 1970. We are also honored to have with us Boilerman 3rd Class Richard Welch, United States Navy veteran. Boilerman 3rd Class Welch served on the Navy destroyer USS Radford in the Pacific Theater beginning in 1944 and completed his enlistment in 1948. Gentlemen, thank you for your sacrifices and service to the nation and for your role in securing the freedoms we enjoy today. The graduates you see before you represent your legacy and the legacy of all of those who served before us. It is an honor to have you here. Ladies and gentlemen, prior to today's ceremony, we would like to recognize our newest military training instructors. These instructors have undergone a rigorous 5-month training pathway comprised of formal academic classes and task qualification requirements. They have earned the distinct honor of donning the dark blue campaign hat. From the 320th Training Squadron, Technical Sergeant Joshua Mullins. From the 320th Training Squadron, Technical Sergeant Zachary Palmer. At this time, we ask all military training instructors, past and present, to stand in a sign of unity as our newest instructors recite the MTI pledge. The military training instructor hat that I wear
Is a symbol of honor, professionalism, integrity, service, and excellence in all I do. My job is to prepare for the Air Force, and I will spare no effort to properly prepare men and women for military service. I am dedicated to the principles of fairness, firmness, and honesty. I strive for perfection and reject mediocrity, both in my own personal behaviors and in the performance of those I lead. I am an Air Force military training instructor, but above all, I am an American airman.
Present hand. Attack hand. Come.
The dark blue campaign hat that these instructors received today has been the symbol of the MTI Corps since 1974. These instructors will carry on the traditions and esprit de corps of the United States Air Force as they pass on their knowledge to our newest generation of airmen. Today, we honor Chief Master Sergeant Justin Appy Apiktar, who is attending his last Department of the Air Force graduation parade prior to retiring tomorrow after nearly 30 years of faithful and dedicated service. Chief Aptikar grew up in Luxembourg, Luxembourg, and enlisted in September 1994. His background includes various duties as an aerospace propulsion technician, master military training instructor, air advisor, and superintendent at the AMU squadron and the group level. He has served twice as a wing command chief and is currently the command chief, 19th Air Force, Joint Base San Antonio-Lackland, Texas. He has been stationed at locations in Louisiana, Japan, Texas, Arizona, North Carolina, Florida, and Korea, and has deployed numerous times to Saudi Arabia, Iraq, South Korea, and Afghanistan. His decorations include the Legion of Merit, the Bronze Star Medal, the Meritorious Service Medal with 3 oak leaf clusters, and numerous other Joint and Air Force awards. He was also recognized as the 2007 Basic Military Training Master Military Training Instructor Blue Rope of the Year, being recognized as BMT's top military training instructor. Chief Aptekar, your selfless dedication for more than 29 years will not be forgotten. Your contributions to the Department of the Air Force's mission and to the development of the enlisted corps will have a long-lasting impact on our national defense. We salute you and wish you and your family the best in all of your future endeavors and remind you that you will always be part of the Air Force family. Our Commander of Airmen is Colonel Billy Wilson Jr. Colonel Cooper will review today's ceremony.
Hey, Chief.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the playing of the national anthem. Thank you. Please be seated. Over the last 7.5 weeks, the men and women before you have transformed from civilians into motivated, disciplined warriors with a foundation to serve in the most powerful military the world has ever known. Once they leave basic military training, they will continue on to technical training to learn the skills needed to perform in one of 118 specialties. They will then move on to serve at one of 84 installations around the globe or work directly with our sister services. As they move on to technical training, they will continue to focus on adapting to military requirements, achieving occupational proficiency, and learning how to be highly productive members of the armed forces. These men and women will prepare for increased responsibilities and must ensure they are trained, qualified, and ready to deploy and operate in an expeditionary environment. These graduates are the future of our national defense and will pave the way for the generations that will follow. 737 Training Group, Joint Base San Antonio-Lackland, Texas. Subject, Commander's Excellence. The Commander's Excellence Streamer is awarded to the 326 Training Squadron, Flight 391, for their significant accomplishments demonstrating teamwork, excellence, and esprit de corps during the period of 22 April 2024 to 6 June 2024. Signed, Billy Wilson Jr., Colonel, United States Air Force. The Commander's Excellence Flight was led by Technical Sergeant Powers and Staff Sergeant Saldana. Of the hundreds of thousands of American citizens that enter their workforce each year, less than 1% have joined the ranks of the United States military. The graduates before you have reached a milestone in their military journey and will require your continued support to assist them in their future endeavors.
March the command and review.
Their heart. Veterans and military members not in uniform may either render a salute or place their right hand over their heart. Once the flags have passed, please be courteous of others and be seated in order to allow all our guests the opportunity to view the flights as they pass in review. Now passing in review from the 737 Training Group, the Commander of Airmen, Colonel Billy Wilson Jr., Commander of Basic Military Training, hometown Charlotte, North Carolina. From the 326 Training Squadron, the A Squadron staff led by Master Sergeant Justin Beach, Military Training Instructor Trainer, hometown Madison, Wisconsin. Commander's Excellence Flight, Flight 391, led by Technical Sergeant Brendan Powers, Military Training Instructor, hometown Owensboro, Kentucky. Flight 390, led by Technical Sergeant Tyler Edwards, Military Training Instructor, hometown Findlay Lake, New York. Flight 389, led by Staff Sergeant Joshua Aguirre, Military Training Instructor Trainer, hometown Long Beach, California. Flight 388, led by Technical Sergeant Jose Hernandez, Military Training Instructor, hometown Houston, Texas. From the 321st Training Squadron, Flight 387, led by Technical Sergeant Nathan Sadek, Military Training Instructor, hometown Plano, Texas. From the 331st Training Squadron, the Color Guard, led by Staff Sergeant Rainier Quaid, Military Training Instructor Trainer, hometown Fairmont, Minnesota. From the 320th Training Squadron, Academic Excellence Flight, Flight 380 and Flight 381, led by Technical Sergeant Brandon Divins, Military Training Instructor Trainer, hometown Houston, Texas. From the 331st Training Squadron, the B Squadron staff, led by Technical Sergeant Kristen Mahler, Military Training Instructor, hometown Appleton, Wisconsin. From the 321st Training Squadron, PT Excellence Flight, Flight 386, led by Staff Sergeant Manuel Munoz, Military Training Instructor, hometown Weiser, Idaho. From the 320th Training Squadron, Flight 385, led by Technical Sergeant Ramsey Otero, Military Training Instructor, hometown Savannah, Georgia. Flight 384, led by Technical Sergeant Jermaine Ramsey, Military Training Instructor, hometown Blakely, Georgia. Flight 383, led by Technical Sergeant Joshua Mullins, Military Training Instructor, hometown Clinton, Michigan. Flight 382, led by Technical Sergeant Zachary Palmer, Military Training Instructor, hometown Fayetteville, Georgia. Traditionally, the armed forces are expected to exemplify respect for the nation. Special ceremonies have been established to bestow honor upon the flag and other national symbols upon recipients of awards and decorations and national dignitaries. Such ceremonies are usually included in parades, reviews, and similar formations in which large groups of military personnel participate. On special occasions in basic military training, the military training instructors assemble in mass formation as a sign of recognition and respect. It is the highest honor the MTI Corps can bestow upon an individual or a group of individuals. Today, the MTIs have assembled to honor our World War II veterans. Receiving the honors is Lieutenant Colonel Wynn, United States Air Force retired, and Boilerman 3rd Class Welch, United States Navy veteran. Ladies and gentlemen, now approaching the reviewing stand is the backbone of the basic military training mission, the military training instructors. These men and women are being led by Master Sergeant Casey Allen, Training Superintendent, 326 Training Squadron, hometown, Barnwell, South Carolina.
Country! Help!
Lieutenant Colonel Wynn and Boilerman 3rd Class Welch, as representatives of America's greatest generation, you are the living embodiment of our tradition of honor. We salute you and express our deepest gratitude for your service and sacrifice, and for the service and sacrifice of all those who fought in World War II. It is an honor to have you here with us today.
Prepare! Hands! Left! Hands! Prepare! Hands!
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the playing and singing of the United States Air Force song. Thank you. You may be seated. Musical support for this morning's ceremony has been provided by the airmen from the 321st Training Squadron, performing under the direction of Technical Sergeant Matthew Zettelmoyer, military training instructor, hometown, Augusta, Georgia. These individuals have been hand-selected to perform for today's ceremony. In addition to completing all basic military training syllabus and training requirements, Drum and Bugle Corps members commit additional training hours for practice throughout their weeks of training. Their extra effort and commitment demonstrate teamwork and the Air Force's core value of service before self. Ladies and gentlemen, rendering a flying salute to our graduates are two World War II-era aircraft from the commemorative Air Force's Central Texas Wing. The T-6 Texan and C-45 Expeditor were both used by Air Training Command right here in Texas. These aircraft were critical parts of the pilot training pipeline that prepared airmen to fly the C-47 troop carriers that dropped 13,000 American paratroopers behind enemy lines in Normandy 80 years ago today. This flyover has been sponsored through donations from the United States Military Training Instructor Association and the private organizations of the BMT squadrons. We would like to take a moment to congratulate all of our honored graduates as well as their families. Department of the Air Force Basic Military Training honored graduates distinguished themselves by being ranked in the top 10% of all graduates in their class. The exceptional personal dedication, integrity, service before self, and sustained excellence they displayed throughout basic military training earned them this outstanding distinction. As the flights march forward for the oath of enlistment, we would like to thank all the families and friends who are here in support of those graduating today, for your support to our mission and the greatest air power the world has ever known. Your words of encouragement has helped motivate these graduates through 7.5 weeks of basic military training. Ladies and gentlemen, Colonel Will Cooper will now come forward and address our graduating class.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. We can do better than that, folks. Today is an exciting day, folks. We got World War II veterans here, we got Chief A retiring, and we've got your precious soul, your loved ones out here. So I want to make sure they can see you, hear you, and feel you. Good morning. Good morning. That was better. Yeah, give us a round of applause, folks. Good job. So thank you. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for allowing us to borrow these precious souls, your loved ones. It's a big deal. I'm sure you're going through all kinds of emotions. Maybe a little bit of relief, hopefully some pride, but most of all, hopefully joy. Joy because you see your loved ones out here, changed, a little bit better, and ready for the world. Part of that is because of you. Everything you did to get them to this point, we appreciate. And so we owe it to you to make sure that as we have them, for whether it's 4 years, 12 years, or 30 years, that they have a positive and worthwhile experience. And that when they leave, they come back to you just a little bit better. Is that fair? Yeah. Is that fair? Yeah. Wonderful. All right, next. Huge round of applause for our MTIs. Folks, the MTIs are the bridge. They are counselors, they are coaches, they're cheerleaders. They're the folks that instill the discipline that we need for these folks to be able to succeed. They are also able to help prepare these folks to challenges they're going to face, not just in the Air Force, but in their life. And finally, most importantly, I think, as they become a role model, an example, another positive role model in their lives for them to live up to. So another round of applause for MTIs. And finally, to the graduates, the reason why we are all here, thank you. Thank you for accepting the challenge. Thank you for fighting through the fear, fighting through the fatigue, fighting through the doubt. Thank you for proving yourself, your wingmen, your instructors, and these loved ones right. It's amazing what you're able to get done today. You're now prepared to join the Air Force, and you're more than ready. You're on the sunrise. You're on the hope of this Air Force. So what I need you to do is a couple things for me. One, you made relationships here. I need you to maintain those relationships and continue to build new ones as you're go along this journey in the Air Force. It's really important because during the great times, it's going to make it even better. And during the hard times, it's going to make it shorter. The second thing I need you to do is to always ask questions. Be curious. Ask questions to learn, to understand, and to appreciate, not to judge. The third thing is, be a little bit better. Every day you have an opportunity to get up and be a little better for yourself, for your wingmen, for these families that are out here, and for the Air Force. If you ever do all those things, no matter what comes your way, you're not only better prepared for the Air Force in your life, but you have the opportunity to make a better Air Force and world for the rest of us. So thank you all for your time. Congratulations. Folks, give another round of applause. And so in conclusion, I've got one simple question. Are you ready to join the ranks of the world's greatest Air Force? Yeah, I think they are, folks. Give them a round.
Please stand as Colonel Cooper will now administer the oath of enlistment. Instructors, place your flights at attention.
Roger. Hey.
Now please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name. Do solemnly swear or affirm.
Do solemnly swear.
That I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States.
That I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States.
Against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
Against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
And that I will obey the orders of the President of the United States.
That I will obey the orders of the President of the United States.
And the orders of the officer appointed over me.
And the orders of the officer appointed over me.
According to regulations and the Uniform Code of Military Justice.
According to regulations and the Uniform Code of Military Justice.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Airmen. Welcome to the world's greatest Air Force.
Thank you, Colonel Cooper. Please remain standing while our graduates recite the Airman's Creed and for the departure of the official party. I am an American airman.
I am a warrior. I have answered my nation's call. I am an American. I'm anxious to fly like a raven. I'm able to proud heritage, a tradition of honor, and a landscape proud. I am an American. Guard of freedom and justice. My nation's sword and shield. It stands as a benefactor. I have led my country with my life. I am an American. Wingman, leader, warrior. I will never leave the enemy behind. I will never falter. Never will I fail.
As a reminder, military members and veterans in uniform will stand at attention and render a salute as the U.S. flags pass. We ask that our civilian guests stand and place their right hand over their heart. Veterans and military members not in uniform may either render a salute or place their right hand over their heart. Once the flags have passed, please be courteous.